League on EA Sports, where we'll see a brawl inside the NFC South. It's the Falcons and the Panthers coming up next.
Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther Ball Club as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. Fighting his way through. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And leading the charge, their lefty QB.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll look to throw. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. To Sean Wharton. Able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
2 plays so far, run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up. Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throw out wide is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Take it at the 37. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And a very elusive run as he'll wind up getting about 9 on that one. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 1. They'll run a draw now with Hubbard. Now they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They run here with Rico Dowdle. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Falcons.
In motion left, that's Thielen. They'll try to throw now. Young. They're throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. You talk about this Falcon defense. And they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55, but you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. In motion goes McLeod. They start on the ground with Robinson here. Spinning away. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Able to complete this one to McLeod. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
The Falcons at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson. 21 carries, 114 yards.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
And he fires one incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
A first carry for Tyler Algier.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw.
To the sideline and incomplete.
Strong coverage by Carolina. And on we go to 4th down. 4th down, and the attention turns to Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And he missed it. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
That's good for a Panthers first down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Young now. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And complete to Drake London.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
13 yards. First down, Falcons.
In motion goes McLeod.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
That one deep for London.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Drake London, the intended receiver there.
That'll bring up 2nd down.
You look at this Carolina defense.
They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he is going to lose yardage here. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Now back to throw.
Got this complete to the tight end Pitts.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the 1st down.
And the Falcon first down.
Back to the ground with Robinson.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 10 more there and another 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Well, they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
The situation changes a bit now. 1st and goal from back at the 10. They'll set up a throw.
Locates Mooney on the out route.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty, but when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
He'll look to throw on 3rd and goal.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield or man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Koo knocks this one through the posts. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football.
as they've got it 2nd down and 11.
The play fake. Now Young.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Third down, Young from the gun.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. Here's McLeod on the return.
A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field.
It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
41 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. In motion goes McLeod.
They go play action here on 1st down. But it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw.
Throws to his man on the out route. It's complete. That's Robinson. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
They'll drop to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
They sure went against conventional wisdom, calling a pass on 3rd and inches.
Had to be thinking to themselves, the defense is going to overcommit against the run. Should be an easy pitch and catch. Didn't turn out that way.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. 2nd down and a yard. Right back to Hubbard.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Thielen going to go in motion right.
The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Now Young.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15.
They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Young.
They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
McLeod to return it. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it will be Falcon football. Bijan Robinson leading the offense out for another drive.
We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe.
Here's 2nd and 8. Over the middle, caught by London.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
Back to throw.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
57 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. On the counter, this is Robinson. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta.
On 1st and 10, it's Algier.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play. Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6. They're going to look to throw.
That is caught, and he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Kyle Pitts,
his 2nd touchdown on the season, and they are able to add on to their advantage.
So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bullying his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
That is caught by Thielen. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 19 yards that time for number 19.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
Open man, once again, it's Thielen. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Young will set to throw. Pass incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Lets it fly for Thielen.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Oh, and that's kind of how it's gone for him so far. That was a ball they need to get back in this game. A quick strike, a big play. But he led his guy too far, and it winds up over his head.
And that is no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Falcons offense and running back Bijan Robinson set to take over once more. He's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Now 2nd and 5.
Back to throw here.
Short throw caught by Pitts.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 30. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll look to throw again.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
And he'll find McLeod on the right side complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Here's a screen for Robinson.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will extend their lead even further. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission.
That is incomplete. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Josh Downs, a touchdown catch in the victory. From there, let's head to Philly to see what's happening with the Eagles. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting L.A. Rams. Jalen Hurts, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Raiders. Marcus Mariota, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
And they can't bring him down. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the Panthers going to take over here to start quarter number 3. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Young to throw it.
This one into the hands of Thielen.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard.
Oh, look at the juke. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
45 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame. From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 3. And they'll go again here with Hubbard.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. To throw, Young.
Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. On the handoff, running left is Hubbard.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
So his first sack of the game, but CD, not his first of the season. He has shown an ability to get after the quarterback here early in his rookie year.
Yeah, and that just goes along with everything else we already knew about him. We knew his ability to tackle and to make plays behind the line of scrimmage. But any kind of pass rush you get almost seems like a bonus. I think they'll use him that way a lot more moving forward.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
The Falcons offense and Michael Penix set to take over once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
The Panthers are going to take another timeout. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Gonna let one fly for Robinson.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And he slings one that's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. That's pulled in at the 32. It's a net of 40 there. A punt of 48 and a return of 8.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Carolina offense about ready to go.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
At the 41-yard line.
They'll give this to Hubbard running right.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Throwing, Young.
He'll get this to his running back.
Puts it on the carpet, it's out. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
All fumbles are costly, but that one really hurts because he had the first down.
Yeah, that's all he needed, right? But the problem is we coach these guys to try and get more, but that doesn't count if you don't bring the ball with you, does it?
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, The goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. A give up the middle, Hubbard.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 27-yard line.
And the Panthers, first down. First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Straight ahead with Hubbard.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And that's incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Looking for the end zone. He's got it for a Panther touchdown.
Xavier Legette.
His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Panthers have got it back to within a score.
That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And it's now 13-7. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field.
Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down. They'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Looking to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Slot man moves right.
Oh, here's a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Robinson.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
From the 46, here's the 2nd and 8.
Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Robinson with another carry.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
80 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
They'll set up a throw.
Short throw caught by Pitts. And he is going to have a Falcons first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. He'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
Back to throw now on first down.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
Oh, nice move. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down, stopped at the Panthers' 20-yard line.
They need 2. Here's third down. Algier will try to pick it up.
And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
2nd and 1 from the 2.
Now back to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Ray McLeod. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Falcons are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Charles, I guess you have to give some credit to the fact that they rallied and made the tackle, didn't allow 2 points to go the other way there.
Find that silver lining because what happened prior to that was not positive. Go for 2, fumble the football, give up a return, but you're exactly right. They did hustle and prevented a score going against them.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. Young now after the fumble recovery.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw.
That one completes a Leggett.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is taken at the 18. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Algier going straight ahead.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Robinson on a give right side.
Stays on his feet and taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Algier with another carry. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
First down, Falcons.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Algier.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown.
Tyler Algier, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. So a toss play there does the trick as he's into the end zone.
And you don't run this unless you're sure you've got a guy who has the speed who can get to the edge, because what you're hoping for him to win the race to the corner and turn it upfield to the end zone.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that will make this a 19-point game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was Tyler Algier capping things off with a touchdown. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. The Panthers offense and Bryce Young headed back onto the field. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
They'll run a draw now with Hubbard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, where was that all game? Or maybe he's just kind of keeping it to himself and saying, okay, it's something to build on, and a positive comes out of a bad game, because those are going to happen from time to time. We'll see how he gets his team ready to go in the future. But that run right there, that's what they were looking for.
Panthers first down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Young. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It leads to second and 10.
Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two, because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Lets it fly for Thielen. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Adam Thielen. 46 yards.
And the Panthers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit.
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point right down the middle. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Adam Thielen.
Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away.
And able to get this out to the 25. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Second and 9 now. Got London on the slant.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that will bring up 3rd and 1. The tight end in motion right.
That is caught.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
And the Falcons first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson taken down at the 42. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. This will be fielded at the 17. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense.
Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. Here now, 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 29-yard line.
Looking to throw, Young.
A short throw hauled in by Trimble.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
A gain of 4 yards.
Young will set to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by A.J. Terrell.
And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line.
So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
They'll run with Robinson.
And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Back to throw here.
That's complete to the tight end, Werner.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. A very valuable 9-yard pickup, and now they're set up a little better here for 3rd and goal.
Robinson.
And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line.
So a decision to make there. They decline the penalty as they'd rather force the 4th down. Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So now Young and the Panthers down by 15. 1:06 to play. They need 2 touchdowns and at least 1 2-point conversion mixed in there as well. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Young to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
This is 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here's Young. That's complete out right to the tight end, Trimble. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10.
They absolutely had to take some chances downfield trailing here in the 4th quarter.
So why not go 4 verticals, send the guys downfield, say make a play.
And that's one of the favorite routes of offensive coordinators. You know why? Because receivers can be open at any point running that route.
Here's 1st and goal. Now Young.
He's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. And he'll spike it with exactly 30 seconds now left on the clock. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Young.
And it's caught. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, you know, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin, 4th quarter. You're going. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through, as this gets him back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Well, this offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
So with that neat 3 weeks in the books, and they creep above 500 now at 2-1.
You know, I played with a guy once after taking a knee at the end of the game, and he came in and grabbed the equipment manager and said, make sure you wash that spot, you know, special, because I just took a knee for a win. That tells you how much guys enjoy that, because getting a win, no one takes it for granted.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Atlanta, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots.